Hey everybody, it's me, Lynn Renee McDonald. It's been a few days. And I'm just laughing because it is fucking crazy out there. We have this wild Aries energy happening. And I have no sage right now at my office, so I'm a little freaked out because you know how much I like sage because it just clears the stuff off of us. All right. Uh, I hope you guys are all doing great. And today, what I wanted to talk to you about is expectations, okay? Expectations are the craziest things, okay? What are expectations? Expectations are when we expect things to be a certain way in our lives, okay? Across the board, whether we expect money from somebody, we expect somebody to call, somebody tells us they're going to call, and then we expect them to call. Or somebody tells us they're going to do something and we expect that to happen, okay? So there are many different forms of expectations. It's when we just think something's going to happen, all right? When other people tell us something's going to happen, and that's in all areas of our lives, okay? And then we expect those things to happen, whatever it is, okay? And then we have our ideas that are expectations that are based on things that are not the God's honest truth and our unwell belief systems, what's happening in our souls. And then we have earth world expectations of what's going to happen. So there are a shit ton of different expectations in our lives, all right? When I say expectations, they are governed, okay, by who you are, your belief system, and buying into earth world expectation type beliefs, okay? As well as your own spiritual soul energy, your wellness, your unwellness, what your soul came in here to do, your voyage, your guidance, what you've asked God to do, okay? So when I say your voyage, your path that you're on, okay, at any given time with free will and love energy, you can have all different expectations as well as, whether all your habits, patterns, and beliefs, okay, and past life experiences, soul processing, okay? All of this stuff plays a role here in your expectations, okay? When we expect stuff from other people, this is a major source of disappointment for us, okay? This is truth in all the words that I'm saying here, okay? Super, super true with the law of universe, okay? And across the board, even if you sat down and looked at earth world reality and you said, hey, anywhere in my life that I expected something and it didn't happen, what happens? You get upset, right? Oh, I wanted the super new expensive car and I expected that. And then when I got the one that wasn't the top of the best of the best of the best, I was kind of disappointed because you expected that to happen, okay? So one of the best things that you can do to stop unwell expectations from taking over in your life, where creating unwellness, unhappiness, all kinds of yucky, unwell feelings, all right, and stuff to come out of your soul that in your emotional soul space that doesn't work for you. One of the best things you can do is ask Spirit to be expectation free, all right. And whenever you ask something, ask Spirit for what you want and anything that you are expecting from that. So if I ask God for $500 tomorrow from client whoever, right? Let's say they owe me money, they haven't paid me money, and I expect that money, and they tell me they're going to pay, and then they don't, and then I get disappointed because they said they were going to do something and they didn't do it. That's me expecting that. But if I go and I say, okay, so and so owes me this much money, God, thank you for bringing me that money. Let me let that go and let God and ask, and how you do this, and be free of expecting it to happen and being in an unwell expectation place in any way, shape, or form in regards to this, and let me be truly happy with whatever I get from Spirit, whatever it is, whatever Spirit brings me through my client, whether it's $500 or more than that. And thank you, God, for that for me, and the best way for me, and or something better. And then I create it. So who knows? It could be more than that. It could be $1,200. It could be thousands, millions of dollars, right? Okay. So these are some really good tips and tools today for how to deal with expectations, how to clear them out. Just ask God to be free of the expecting whatever it is that you come up that you want. Ask God for what you want. Let it go, let God, and ask God that no matter what happens, that you are happy with the outcome and what happens, that, no matter what you ask for or no matter what, and regardless of your expectations. Especially if you're not clearing that consciousness in you that keeps expecting stuff out, keeps expecting stuff to happen in your reality. Okay. Out meaning manifesting. Okay. All right. So That said, now I'm going to go into it, talking about the different types of expectations that we sometimes have to give you guys some good ideas of about how this happens. We talked a little bit about expecting someone to call. You, like a boyfriend, a lover, somebody you're intimately, I hate to say the word tied up in, or somebody you're invested in, okay? Invested, all right? So somebody you're invested in a relationship with them, and they tell you they're going to do something and they don't, and it is disappointment. So, all right, then one of the things that you can do is they say, hey, I'm going to call you later. They call you up, I'm going to call you later. I promise I'll call at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock comes, 8:30, 8:15, 8:30, 9 o'clock. The phone never rings. So when they say that, say, okay, at the end of that call, say, okay, God, thanks for them calling me. Thanks for if they don't call me, or no matter what happens, that I am happy regardless of whether they call me or not, that I'm free of being attached to being to that expectation or to them calling. Do you see what I'm saying? And that I'm happy no matter what, whether they call or not. Okay. This happens all the time in the past as I've grown with enlightenment too. All right. Well, I do this all the time. Okay. As I've grown with enlightenment and I've dated different people, and then I find out that they're toxic, and then they say to me, oh, well, you're going to be sorry I'm gone, or they get in this unwell space, right? Or they're just not healthy for me, right? And I basically just say to them, hey, it's okay that we don't be together. And they're like, no, it's not, because you're, everybody instantly thinks that you're attached to them in earth world reality. But when you're enlightened and you're in the healthiest space of love with you, I don't give a fuck who you're with. I don't care. I can love somebody and just let them go, because that's the magic of being a big part of this magic here, of being in this God space of love energy, is that you're not attached. And attachment comes with expectations. We get attached to our expecting what we want to happen, and we get attached to the outcome, and attached to what we think should be. So clear, heal, and change all that in us, in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, in the best way for us in order something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. So these are some tips and tools again for when you have expectations. The biggest, most powerful thing you can do is ask God to be free of them, and ask to be happy no matter what happens. Another tip and tool, like we just did the phone call, the phone call, meaning somebody's going to tell you they're going to do something, so you expect them to do it, and they don't do it. Clear, heal, and change the consciousness in you that does that. Creates people in your life to do that. Allows that to happen. Does this to others. Expects it to happen. Clear, heal, and change all of that, and the expectations of them doing what they said they would do, and ask God in place of that for what you want, whatever it is that they said they would do, if you want that to happen, like clean the house or vacuum the house, like for your kids, clean your house, clean the house, help out, do stuff for you, go to the store for you, and you ask somebody to do it, ask God that they do, and let go and let God, and say, no matter what happens, whether my kids clean the house or whoever cleans the house, let me truly be happy. And if it doesn't get done, let me truly be happy too. And let me be free of expecting this to happen. You will save yourself from so much disappointment. And also just ask to be free of all the unwellness with this, as well as ask to be happy truly, no matter what the outcome, no matter what you expected. Okay. So these are super, super cool gifts and tools for when you're expecting things from people. Okay. So just like with tax returns. Oh, I asked God for $5,000 in a tax return and I got only $1,200, or I got $1,500. And then you're disappointed because, all right, why? Because you invested your energy into wanting that so badly. The more you want something, the more you push it away. And expectations are famous for teaching us this. Wanting. I want this to happen so bad. This is what I want, right? And spirit gets that. They want you to have everything that you want. But when you come from an unwell space of wanting, okay, and that creates expecting, but if you ask to be happy, none of that matters anymore, because you will be in that space. Thanks for me being happy. Thanks for me being free of wanting this so badly. Thanks for me being free of expecting this to happen. And thanks for no matter what happening, me being truly happy. I do this all the time with everything in my life. So I am authentically always happy, okay? And this is the truth of how these things work. Expectation, wanting so badly, desperately, and asking to be happy. All these things are great tools, all right? All these unwellnesses and working to be free of them. But here's all these great tools to help you and assist you with all this crazy stuff that is in law of universe, that is really kind of toxic for us. Everything from things happening that we don't want to happen, all right? We ask God to be free of them. Expecting things to happen, right? Ask God to be free of that. And then wanting what we want so badly, keep on wanting and wanting creates more and more wanting. The more I want $1 million, the more it's never going to come. But if I ask God for $1 million, let go of it, clear my blocks for it, and ask God that no matter what I get happy, that I'm happy with whatever God brings me, right? Then all of a sudden, all the money comes in and you may just surprise yourself and get a shit ton of money, way more than $1 million, because that's how law of universe works. The more I don't expect stuff, the more I'm not tied up in unwellnesses within me of wanting so desperately, and the more I ask God to be happy no matter what, authentically from love, boom, that's the dynamite. Okay. All right. So that's today's video today. Sorry about the few days of delay. I mean, these Aries times are fucking wild. 2019, this transformation energy is really, really kicking everybody's ass, right? So it's kind of like I may do a YouTube video on this in the future too, because I was just like, oh my God, I said to my sister the other day and my family, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, if I am acting like an asshole and I'm treating you like an asshole, it is because you are being an asshole. That's the energy of these times. People are just being super, super unwell and they're directing their shit to you. Okay. So just giving you a heads up on all this crazy stuff. Okay. For these Aries times. And just some funny shit that came in the other day. Spirit's like, if you're being a jackass to somebody or you're not being nice to somebody, it's because that's the energy they're throwing out to you and you're reflecting them out to them. Okay. So today's video is a little bit about this and expectations and happiness. And when you want something so badly and how it doesn't create it. And then you expect what people to tell you to happen. And then you have your own expectations of what you think should happen, right? Okay. So take these awesome tips and tools from Spirit through me and create that great life and be free of expectations. Create everything that you ask God for to be happy with no matter what happens. Thanks God for me being happy with everything, me being happy with everything all the time, always. And thank you, God, for that for me. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. See you hopefully tomorrow.